Hey guys, welcome to another video and thanks for joining me. Finally, it's here. I got time to give a few minutes and do this comparison of the Moto 360 and the Samsung Gear S. So a lot of people said they've been waiting on this. I'm sure you can find it anywhere on the internet, but this is my take on both of these. So tell me what you think. This is also in 4K, so go ahead and hit the 4K link there so you can get a better, crisper picture on your TV or your monitor there. So let's get started. The Moto 360 has a 1.56-inch display, and the Gear S has a 2-inch display. So display wise, this has a 2-inch display, but and it's curved at that, and this is a round display, and both are really clear. I don't have any complaints out of either one of them. They both show very well, but the Moto 360 does better in direct sunlight, and it looks a little bit sharper depending on what images you have up there. But the fact that this one has a 2-inch display, it is a bigger display, so I'm going to give the edge to the Gear S as far as display size, and it's also a curved display. So that's a kind of a point for the Gear S, I guess. The Moto 360 does better in direct sunlight, but it's a bigger display and there's no getting around it. You also have a home button down here on the bottom that you can use, and the home button is actually on the side over here for the 360. So as far as display goes, this has a bigger display. It is an AMOLED display, so blacks are really deep. It just looks really sharp on the display there for the Gear S. The Gear S is actually 360 by 480, and the 360 is 320 by 290. So the display goes to the Gear S. So body. How do I feel about the body of each one of these devices? Well, the Gear S has a plastic band. This entire section is removable and it snaps right out. Very easy to get to. You can actually put different bands on here. But this comes with the plastic band. It comes with a clamp. Not real convenient, I guess, if you just want to throw it on real quick. It won't fall off your wrist very easy, but at the same time, finding a band for this will be a lot more difficult than just walking into a watch place and picking up a band for the Moto 360. The body on this is much more pleasing to the eye. It looks very elegant. The Gear S feels like I have a piece of technology on my wrist or something real bulky on my wrist after using the 360. The 360 has a real leather band, and this looks really stunning. I can put this on with a shirt and tie and have no issues. But with the Gear S, not so much. I feel like I need to go to Best Buy or something when I'm wearing the Gear S. But as far as the body and build quality, definitely goes to the 360. Let's see here. What's next? The processing power on both of these. And when I speak about processing, day-to-day usage on both of these, found myself with the Gear S having a little bit of lag every now and then. After a lot of testing comes side by side, the Gear S's quality of when I was processing the things that are the daily tasks is a lot more jittery than the Moto 360. The Moto 360 comes across extremely smooth to me. I've heard people say that the Moto 360 was laggy and everything, but I just have not had those experiences in testing both of these. So overall processing of my day-to-day tasks, the Moto 360 definitely performed better than the Gear S. The Gear S stuttered a little bit, was a little slow for swipes, as you can see right there. But with the Moto 360, everything was perfectly fine and it rolled right along. So the next thing I want to talk about is features. Here's where the Gear S completely, well, I won't say completely, but it definitely outshines the Moto 360 in some areas. You can actually use this as a phone. It has its own phone application. It actually has a web browser, and I don't think it's missing is a camera, but it has a web browser and it can make phone calls, and the calls are extremely clear. It is really nice. You can send text messages from here directly from the device without the assistance of a cell phone. So feature-wise, I don't know how much I could go on about it, but the Gear S does pack more features than the Moto 360, and so I kind of have to give the edge to the Gear S. Definitely. That little web browser, you probably won't use it very often, but if you needed to, you could. It's there. And as far as the phone calls, that's a definite must. Definitely like that. Okay, so battery life. Here's where the Moto 360 just dominated in battery over the Gear S. The Moto 360 lasts me for 2 days actually, just under 2 days, a little under 2 days. And the Gear S, I needed to charge it sometimes twice a day. And I think it's probably because, I made phone calls on it. If you make phone calls on the Gear S, you'll get a message after about 15 to 20 minutes, I think it was, shutting off your cellular data and forcing the device to cool down before you can use it again. That was extremely frustrating. So I'm kind of glad that the Moto 360 doesn't do phone calls because that helps in the battery area. But the Gear S is nice. I've already done a review on the Gear S. Check it out if you haven't already seen it. But when compared to the 360, the battery life on the Gear S is not very good at all. You can make it through a day possibly, but you will need to charge this before you start your day. The Moto 360, on the other hand, the battery is phenomenal. You can go easy 2 days with this, and I have tons of notifications coming in. I mean, I have everything synced: Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, any kind of social media, emails. Everything is synced to this, and the battery is fantastic. So battery life, hands down, goes to the Moto 360. And then the next area I wanted to talk about was customization. So with the Moto 360, it has watch faces just like the Gear S. But unfortunately with the Gear S, you're kind of limited to what they want you to do. All of the watch faces can't be customized, and there's not a lot to choose from. But fortunately with the Moto 360, you can you can customize to your face is purple. Let me get this out here. I have beautiful weather watch on here, and the list just goes on and on and on. I can't tell you how many watch faces I have for the Moto 360. It is just beyond me. You can download an application called Facer, and you can put whatever you want on here with the Moto 360. Customizations on here is definitely better. And this is running Android Wear, and this is running Tizen. And I think that's the main issue, more than likely. The Moto 360 definitely wins when it comes to customizations and just the overall feel of a smartwatch. So I'm not going to cut it. I don't want to go too long, but I think it's clear here that the Moto 360 is a more well-rounded, no pun intended, but it's a more well-rounded device. It could easily go with anything that you're wearing. It could easily go over a day on a charge, and it also has wireless charging too, and I think that's phenomenal. But with the Samsung Gear S, you have to rely on this cradle that it snaps into, and that's how you charge it. So as far as an overall package, I definitely would give it to the Moto 360. I know the Gear S can make phone calls, and I know it has a web browser. I know you can text message from it. But the fact of the matter is, you really don't need to do that. And that's kind of an emergency situation. And I think also that it's running Tizen. I think that's another thing that's probably hurting it when you compare it to the Moto 360. The Moto 360 is running Android Wear. And granted, Android Wear is a new platform, but my experiences with Android Wear have been phenomenal. I mean, I haven't had any problems with my Gear S, or excuse me, my Moto 360. And I haven't had any problems with my Gear S either. It's just that now that I have this one, this Gear S just seems dated, or it just doesn't seem like it's on par with what Android Wear is doing. So, getting a closer look at the build quality on these. I like that it has a home button on the front though. It has a loudspeaker. They both have heart rate monitors and things like that. I didn't get into that, but they both have the heart rate monitor. They're both water resistant, waterproof. But the Moto 360 just appears to be such a phenomenal watch. It's so much better in every way. So that's how I feel about it, folks. I think the Moto 360 is the more well-rounded device, and I think it will suit more people also because it can go with any Android device. The Samsung Gear S, you're limited to Samsung products. So that's how I feel about both these devices, these watches, I should say. And I'll see you in the next video. Tell me what you think about the Gear S if you have it, or the Moto 360 if you have it, and let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to share, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, do all those great things for me so I can keep my channel going. I really do appreciate all the support I get, because really, when you like the videos and watch them, that's how I can get more products for you. I can go out and buy more products to keep the channel going. And I really appreciate all the support from all the loyal people out there that follow me. But enough said, I got to give this one to the Moto 360. Take care, guys.